Good morning, everyone. How are we all this morning? Well, firstly, I must apologise for being late. I had to reschedule for 11:30 because our bank account has been scammed. So we had to make a quick dash into the bank and get that sorted out. And of course, I noticed it at about 9:10 this morning. So thankfully it's all been sorted, or hopefully it's all been sorted, so I don't have to worry too much about that. But yeah, that's why I scheduled a later time this morning, and I do apologize for it being right at the last moment. But anyway, it's all sorted. So and then of course we had to go and sort out direct what do you call it, where we pay things directly from the bank. So we had to sort that out as well. Oh, excuse me. And just when I don't have a cup of tea in here. Okay, so that was this morning's little episode. But yeah, so hopefully everyone's had a chance to look at the hi Marlene, how are you this morning? Sorry for the late start. Yes, so well, I was saying hopefully everyone's had a chance. Oh, good morning, Lynn. How are you? Okay, so yeah, so hopefully everyone knows that can have had a look at the new catalogue. I've put my order in, thank goodness. Got that out of the way. And hopefully I'll be getting that soon. All right, so what's today? The 8th. The 8th of the 8th. Lionsgate Portal, right in the centre. So now is the time for, and the 8th of the 8th, it activates the energetic power of the number 8, and the number 8 brings forth creativity. So let's work with it. Let's work with that. Okay, now I've got something funny for you to start with. So those that were watching yesterday will have seen the cards that I made, and I'm just going to go down to the desktop and I'll show you. So you all remember the cards that I made yesterday, I'm hoping. And I was laying down and I thought, hang on, what was wrong with those cards? There was something wrong with them. They were missing something. And then I thought, well, what were they missing? And I'm just laying there and, oh my goodness, I forgot to put the center strips in. So I came out and I put all the center strips in. So as much as they were very plain and clean and easy cards, and now I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's missing? This one. Yes, so I came out and I've put all the center strips in. So they do look a little bit better than they did yesterday, although they seemed fine without it. I do prefer them with that center strip in. Okay, so that was my little laugh for yesterday. I was like, oh, Lorraine, honestly. So there we go. That was that. Now today we're going to make a fun fold, and I've put a lot of it together, and some of it I haven't put together. So I didn't think you wanted to sit here and watch me do all sorts of cutting and sticking. So I've done a lot of the cutting and sticking, and yeah. So I don't know if you can see what I've got on here. I'm not sure how clear that is. But I have pre-scored this, but I am going to go through the scoring with you. Now, this is a card that I'm casing from, I think it's Diane Furness. So I will get on and I will show you what we're doing. So we need 2 background pieces of card in the same color. This one I've already done. Okay, these pieces are 6 inches by 2.5 inches. And then we're scoring them, and you can do this on your trimmer, or you can do it by hand, but there are 4 lines that I think really need to be done by hand, okay? Only because you can't see where it's going to end, and it's hard to pop that on the trimmer. Alrighty, so we've got the piece here, which is 6 inches by 10.5, and along the 10.5 inch side, we're going to score at 1.5, 3, 6, and 7.5. Now you'll notice here I've got a score line here which shouldn't be here, so I did it and then I realized and I've sort of scrabbled it out. Okay, so that's the score lines that way. Then we turn it, and at the 3 inch mark, so the halfway, we score from the first line, the first score line, right the way through to the last score line, not what I did on this one where I went straight through. Okay, so just from the first to the last. So we have that. Then what we need to do is we need to put these in here. So this piece here between here and here is 3 inches. So I marked it at 1.5, and I marked it at 1.5 at the bottom. Just little marks that you can see. You won't see them afterwards, and if you can just rub them out. And then you score from that mark to this 1.5 inch score line, and from that 1.5 inch score line down to here. And then you do the same that side. So you score there to there, and then you score, hang on, I've lost there we go. You go then from this one to there, and from there to there, and then this side again, you go from there up to there. So it sounds like it's difficult, but it's really not. In the middle here, you have a large triangle. You've got your 2 diamond shapes, but they're cut. Those ones there are cut into 4. So you've got 4 triangles. You've got triangles all the way around, and then you have these 2 diamonds. I'm now going to fold it and burnish it. So these side ones, now you really do need to burnish this very hard, because if you don't, it won't form properly. And we're going to turn it around, and we're going to go here. So the second one in, and then this one here. What we're aiming for is this. Okay, and we need 2 of those. Alrighty. Now, our next job is to score, to fold along these lines here to make, will we? No, what we'll do next is we'll cut through the middle. Again, you can do this on the trimmer, or you can do it, with a craft knife if you prefer. So we're going to go from that first line to the last line that we've scored here. Hi, Suzanne, how are you? Let me stand up to do this. And I'm going to place that. You can see the little marks either side there, so you can place it on that line, and you're going to bring it down to that point there. So we're just going to cut like that. So we have our cut through the middle. Okay. So now, and it's better to do that afterwards, because if you cut that first and then you're trying to do these lines, you're going to get sort of stuck on the, hi Tanya, how are you this morning? So now our job is to put these lines here in. So we're going to fold it, trying not to put any extra creases in, and we're going to burnish these lines. And right up into that point there, it's really important to get up in there. And then we're going to fold this one. And you'll notice that it does sort of fold itself to a certain extent. So you've got those two, and then you're going to do this one here. What I'll do is I'll draw this out and I will put it on my Facebook page so that you can see where the lines go. And then we're going to fold this one down and burnish it across like that. So that's the top bit done, and then we're going to turn it over and we're going to do exactly the same down at the bottom. That one there. And then this one here. And this one here. And again, making sure you get into the corners and giving them a really good burnish. Okay, so you can see that's what we've got. Now, what's going to happen here is, probably should have done those the other way, but never mind. These are going to go down like this. This looks awkward, and look, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's not the hardest thing either. So those are going to go down and these are going to pop up. So if you can work it around your diamond, I found that was the easiest way to do it. Work it around so that you've got your diamond in shape, and you'll see that that will go under like that. And then you're going to do exactly the same with this one. So work around your diamond, push those down, and push those down. Those, of course, want to pop up, but they're not going to. And we're just working around that diamond there just to make it sit on the top, basically, like that. So then you have your two diamonds sitting on the top. You're having withdrawals. Oh, bye, Daphne. Have a great weekend. Yeah, it reaches a stage, doesn't it, where you get overpacking. Let us know if you're going to do a video later, Suzanne. Oh, so you're actually going to move on the 20th. Oh, well, that's good. At least you've got a date. You've got something to work towards. I think once you've got a date, it makes it a lot easier. So what we're going to do, we're going to burnish that. And what you can do too is you can put that over like that and you can push it down. So we need that to be burnished really well, and we'll do the same with this one. So then we have the two pieces the same. So we're going to turn one over and we're going to put this on top of here like this, and we're going to stick it down. So excuse me, I'm going to Yeah, do one later this afternoon. You're like me, you sort of tend to get a bit... I was really annoyed that I had to put mine off until later this morning. If you didn't catch when I first came on, one of our bank accounts has been hacked. So we had to quickly race into the bank and get that sorted out. The funniest thing about it is, if you can say anything is funny about it, is that it was a DoorDash delivery of GYG. Now, we never use DoorDash, and B, we've never had food from GYG. So there you go. All right, so I'm laying this one over the top of this one and pushing it down. And I just want to turn over to make sure that it's sitting nice and central in there. Okay, so right up as close as you can to put that in. Now, using the glue is the better idea with this, because it does give you that little bit of maneuverability. Okay, so now we've got this, which as you can see is really floppy, but we're about to sort that out. Now, before we do anything else, what we're going to do, you need 2 pieces of 5 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then you need 2 pieces of DSP at 5 1/2 by 2 1/2. So one piece is going to go on here, which I'm going to put on there now. So I'll just pop that on. Yeah, so consequently, the card has had to be stopped, and I'll be getting a new one, which makes life awkward, but anyway. Sorry, I just needed that to go on a bit straighter than it was. I think that looks reasonable, so I'll pop that on the middle. And then the second one is going to go on the... Hang on, just let me have a look. Okay, this one is going to sit on here like this. What did I do? Oh, there it is. So as you can see, while we're putting all these bits on, it's actually making the card a bit more sturdy. So I'm going to pop this one on here like that. Okay, so that's giving us the center. And now we have 4 pieces where we have the card at 5 3/4 by 1 1/4, and the DSP is 5 1/2 by 1 inch. So these are going to go here and here. Because I have directional paper, I'm trying to keep in mind which way the direction is going. And this one, this side. Oops, sorry. That one is going to go onto there, like that. Then we're going to turn it over again. Oh, good to see you're feeling a bit better, Tanya. And then this piece is going to go the other side. It's going to go on here. Whoops, that might be the wrong way up. Just as well I caught that one in time. Straight would be nice. There. So now we have that at the back and that at the front. So we're still a bit wobbly in the middle here. But what we're going to do is we've got now these pieces, you need 6 of them. And the DSP is 1 5/8 by 1 5/8. And the card is 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. But then you have another piece of card which is the same color as the background, and that is going to be 2 1/8 by 2 1/8. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach these to our triangles. So you can see they're just going to be slightly, I'm just going to make sure they're all going to go in the right direction, because that's the right way up. And if I turn it that way slightly, so we're going to have these on here. So I'll just put those on. It's easier to do all this while the whole project is flat. Okay, so we'll pop a bit of this on here like this. And that's the right way, so I'll twist it that way. So that one's there. And that one in there like that. And then we do the same the other side. Now we don't put any of these on the back. And that one can go there like that. All right, so you can see the card is coming together and it's getting quite heavy, but you can see that it's coming together. It actually makes a 6 by 6 card. So that will be what it looks like. Okay, now this is definitely going to make it a lot more sturdy. So we're going to pop this one here, and then we're going to put that one there, and that will sturdy up the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use dimensionals for this. My dimensional packets caught all around my heat gun. Great. And so like I was saying at the beginning, if you didn't know, when you get your take your pick tool, it comes with one of these ends in it, the ball ends. So these are great if you're wanting to score by hand rather than using your trimmer. So I did use that today. I mean, I have this one as well, but this is a very old one, but I found that ball was a little bit too big. So this one, the larger one on here, worked. I did try the smaller one, but I was a bit worried about cutting into the card, but this one worked really well. So we can, and as you saw, with the cards from yesterday. I've never used this spatula end. I've never really had any thought about using it. But because I had to remove all the front parts off of my cards yesterday, I used the spatula to lift it. So that worked out well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put a dimensional there, and I'm going to put another dimensional here. Take those off, and then I'm going to put this down flat, and that goes straight, so it'll go that way. I'm going to center this, so you can center it with that middle line there. Okay, I'm going to center that onto there. Don't tell me. Oops. Now, why doesn't it want to do that? Let me see. It's decided now it doesn't want to form the... So we want that up. And we want that up. There we go. So it's now going to come across like that. And then we're going to do exactly the same with this one. I'm just going to put... Actually, I might have done that one the wrong way, but never mind. It doesn't matter. Yeah. That way, so I'm putting it... No, that way. So I want one at the top here, and I want one at the bottom. And then again, I'm going to line these up with that centerpiece there and that centerpiece there with the points. And I'll just stick that down there. So that then gives us our card. And as you can see, it sits up beautifully and it looks like that at the front. Now, because that closes in here, we could put a sentiment in the middle, but you're going to see it if you do. So we're going to put a sentiment onto the back. Why are those two not closing down like they're supposed to? That's how it's supposed to look, and these don't want to do that. That one doesn't want to go down, that's why. That's it. And you, down you go, that's it. Oh, I see. I see why it didn't want to. But we've got it sorted now. No, we haven't. We need to take this off. We need to take this off. Remember I said I thought I put it the wrong way? And I have. It's actually torn the card there. But it was supposed to go on there like that, which I believe I can still do. And you won't see where that card's. Let's take these off. I thought there was something weird because it just didn't want to fold properly. All right, a couple more. Let's do it the right way this time. One there and one there, and then we can take those off. Okay, so that's going to have to go the wrong way, but that's okay. We don't mind. And we're just going to put that there and that there. And we're going to, so now you can see it's working properly. Okay, so that gives us our front of our card, and that there makes this a lot more stable. So the card will sit up like that. Hopefully you won't see anything too nasty on the back. I'll get rid of that little piece. And that's how it goes, and it folds down and it goes into a 6x6 envelope. Now what I want to do is I just want to cut a piece for the back, and we're going to put a sentiment on it. So, oh, we need some decoration too for the front parts here. What will I put on those front parts? We'll have a look in a minute. So, for the center, I want to pull out I think with some of the new ones, there's some quite good sentiments coming out, the larger size ones for when we need them. But I'm going to use my my favorite one here, but I've got to cut some card first. So let's do that. So we need some white. Grab a piece of white. You know, I tidy this up, and every time I tidy it up, it gets untidy again. So we need a piece of white that we're going to stamp on. And that piece needs to be 2.5 by 5.5. So I'm going to cut the 2.5 first. By 5.5. And we're going to stamp on this. So I'm thinking my favorite, oh, have a perfectly lovely day. I love that. Absolutely love that stamp. And I think I will do that in the Blackberry Bliss. Okay, see you all a bit later. See you a bit later, Suzanne. And I'm going to pop this right smack bang in the middle, like that. All right, now this, and I probably should have put this on beforehand, is going to, oh, maybe I didn't need the DSP on that one. See, if that was to go on the front, which it could, when that folds in, you're still going to see it. So we're going to pop it onto the back. We probably didn't need that DSP because we're going to cover it like that. Or we could cut that down a little bit so you can still see a bit of the DSP, but I'll leave it at that for now. and we will put this. Oh, did I want to put anything else on there? What have we got? We've got little flowers. I know what I might do. Here we go. Lorraine loves using the blending brushes. It's purple. Do I use that or do I use? Not sure which one to use now. Probably. It's definitely red. It's definitely purple. All right, let's see how we go. I'm just going to put a lid. Oh, no, I won't put the blackberry bliss around there because we've got that. So what I'll do is let's put Junior Pop, I think, is in the very first, but I don't want to. What's that? Bubble bath? No. Okay, who's stolen my green and pink? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. No, that's Melon Rambo. My goodness. Now this is sad. There it is. Knew it had to be there somewhere. And now we'll change this for. Take the new one and we'll do pink. Okay, so I'm going to use. Hi Sue, how are you? Don't ever worry about being late. I'm late. I'm 2 hours late. Ooh, this one's got a nice bit of colour in it. Just do this around the edge. And you can still write on it. There we go. Let's quickly wipe that over. And I think now that'll sit on there like that. So we're not going to see that piece of DSP, but that's okay. We'll just pop it on there like that. Oh. There we go. So now we have that. And we have our card folding like that. And we have that on the back to sign it. All right, so we really need some sort of decoration for in there. And I honestly haven't even thought about it. It's quite hard actually because of the patterned paper to know quite what to put on there. It probably should have been more of a flat color rather than a patterned paper, but I really liked those colors together. Okay, so let's have a little think what we can put on the top there. I mean, we could, if we wanted to, and if I could find them, how do things go missing so quickly? when you only had them yesterday or the day before or something like that. Just how? I'm not sure what I've done with that. All right. We could use something off of here, but I think we would lose it. I really think we would lose it. So let's go with, what should we pop on there? Let's have a look at what we've got. How about we pop a butterfly on there? That would look good. Do that. This is from Beautiful Butterflies. Could cut one of those out. Let's cut it out of white. Let's cut it out of something sparkly. That would work. Love sparkle on butterflies. So this part is off the cuff because I didn't really think about what I was going to do here. What have we got? Purple. I don't really want red. Let me see what I've got in this one. Oh, I think we have Petunia Pop. So we could use that. We do. Summer Splash, Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink. Do you think that one? Or should we use the lighter one? I think the lighter one might get lost. Or we could go totally different and use... No, I don't want to do that. We could use the gold. Don't really want to do that either. Okay, I think we'll go with the Petunia Pop. And I will cut... I'm going to cut it with scissors because I don't want to have to change the blade for now. So I'm just going to cut a strip off of here. And I will die cut the butterfly in the pink. Okay, let's go. Now I actually want two of them. So there's one, and I'll just do a second. And we've got that. No, you're not on YouTube, Mum. You're just having some lunch. So let's poke that out of there. We haven't had lunch yet. We had to race into town. Okay, so that's those two. And then I'm just going to do a very small piece of black. Or actually, no, I'm going to use the Blackberry Bliss. I'm just going to cut two bodies. There's one. They're so tiny, these little pieces, aren't they? And not having any nails isn't helping. Very wary of losing pieces now after losing that little tiny weeny piece for flower centers. So I am extremely, I try to be very careful. Doesn't always work. Put that back in there, put that in there, and I won't put that one away yet. Oh yeah, I can. I thought it had some pieces left in it, but it doesn't. All right, so now we can put these little butterflies together. I haven't even thought about lunch yet, Mum. So I wanted to come on and do this. So now what I'm going to do is just attach these little bits to here and then put these little bodies on there, and then I'll lift the wings. So I'm going to put them on with mini dimensionals. No, I won't. I'm going to put them on with glue dots. I think that's going to work better. I want something nice and sticky. So in the middle of this one, I'm going to place a glue dot, and then I'm going to place this onto the middle of there, and I'm going to do exactly the same with this one, and hopefully we will see it when I'm finished. So put the glue dot onto there, and then put this onto there, and then we're going to pop the bodies through. Now what will I use to do that? Just going to pop them through there. I'm going to try glue, but I might have to. The glitter paper is through. I don't know if it's still. Where did I put it? See, this is what I do. I have it and then I can't find it. The glitter part is 2024, sorry, yeah, 2024, 2026 in color glimmer. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us. Now, I'm going to try this with glue and hope that it works. The thing is, we don't need very much. I don't want it squelching out the ends. Just a little bit on the top. So we'll put I'm not really sure about the glue sticking to the glimmer paper, but we will see. You're welcome, Lynn. I don't know if you were on in the beginning, but the drawing for this, I'm going to put it onto a piece of card, and I'll pop it onto my Facebook page so that you can see where you need to do the lines. And we'll pop this one on as well. And it's sliding about a bit, and I'm not sure whether it's going to actually stick. I'm hoping it is. I have my doubts. Did that stick? Looks like it did. Let's hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Alrighty, so then I'm just going to lift the wings just a little bit so that we can see that there's a bit more definition there. Possibly would have been better to do the lighter underneath, but we did it this way. The other way is an alternative if we decided that we wanted to do that. And then I'm going to literally stick those straight down. I'm not going to pop them up because the card's quite big enough as it is, really. Lay that flat and pop that in the center of there, like that. Bring those wings up, flutter little flutterby. Then we'll do the same with this one. So this would make a gorgeous Christmas card. And with the new stuff that's coming through, I am certainly going to be looking at that. All right, so now we have the butterfly on there. So put it back together again. And there we have that there. Now let's get some sparkles. Let's see what sparkles. I think today we need something very sparkly. So we could go with those. We could just go with the rhinestones, which are very sparkly. Or what else have we got in here? Of course, we could go with the druzy, but it would need to be the plain druzy. I think that's pretty much, yeah. Okay, so there's this one, which I can't remember. I think they're low profile something. So we have, let's put it on a piece of white, makes it easier. There we go. So we have the dark, the lighter, the mixed, and the clear with the mixed colors. So we have that. We have the gorgeous druzies, which we all know sparkle beautifully. We've got those lovely druzies. So that's number 2. And then we've got the straightforward. I love these. I really do like them. Okay, Marlene, have a great weekend. These are just the rhinestones. So where are we going? 1, 2, or 3? 3. Give me a clue. Tell me what you think. First one up is what we'll have. All right. Let's have a look. So if you don't have a 6x6 envelope, they're easy enough to make. So, and I'm right this time, you can do it out of one sheet of 12 by 12. So there you go. That will be the card. So what do we want for number 1? number 2 or number 3. Now, the drusies or the rhinestones I could colour as long as I have the colour. 3. Mum says 3. All right, let's do 3. And Sue says 3, so that's great. Okay, so normally we only work with 3, but what we'll do today is we'll go against all odds and we'll have, let's see how we go. I might just do 1 there. Or should I do, actually that might be a better idea. Put 1 down there, take that one off and pop it here. And then do 1 down here and another up here. Oops. So we have 4 today, but that's okay. We can live with that. So that is today's card. Okay. So like I said, it'll fit into a 6x6 envelope. It stands up beautifully, which you can't actually see it. But once we put this middle one on, that made it stand up really well. Yeah, I've got to sort this bit out here, which is where I made that mistake. But what I'll do is I'll just trim. If I can find my little scissors. Here we go. Just trim where I made that mistake. And nobody will see it. Hopefully. There. Alrighty, so we can pop it up like that. And then on the back, we have our greeting, which gives us plenty of room to write a message. So that is our card for today. Our fabulous Fun Fold Friday. Now let me come back up to the top. Oh, for those that didn't see and that were watching yesterday, so you know how the cards were very straightforward and thank you, Lynn. Very straightforward and very ordinary, but they still looked good. Well, we did have to make a bit of a change because yesterday I forgot to put the in color strips in them. So this is yesterday's cards now. Okay, like that. So each one, yeah, I just forgot to put the strips down the middle yesterday. I don't know. And then this is today's beautiful 6x6 Fun Fold, which will fit easily into a 6x6 envelope with our butterflies. And I'm actually looking forward to you enjoy a good fun fold, Sue. Yeah, I do too. I like making them, but I like yesterday, you can see that bit of glitter up the top and down the bottom. When we got home yesterday, I was, because we did trivia last night, and I tried to do it, and I'm not joking. To start with, I thought I'll use a piece of card that I don't usually use because this is Basil cardstock, and I did that, and then I realized that it was the wrong size. So then I did another one, and I'd measured this part in the middle here wrong. So I got up this morning and did it before I found out that someone had fun with my bank account. Thankfully, it was only $63 or something or the other. But it's still not nice, is it, when you think someone's been onto your account? So new card coming my way. All right, so that's our card for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. I will draw that out and put it onto my Facebook page, so that you can see how those scores went. Okay, move those out of the way. I'll come back to the top. There we go. So I hope thanks, Tanya. I really hope that everybody has a fantastic weekend. Please stay safe on the roads if you're driving anywhere. It's starting to get really scary. Just out here again, not outside my door, but just slightly down the road, there was a big crash again last night, and it's happening every week. It's just, I don't know. It makes it really scary to get behind the wheel. So if you do have to, please be careful. Everyone take care of themselves, look after themselves, and just remember that we're smack bang in the middle of the Lionsgate portal, which gives us maximum power. And that is, it's a sign, the number 8 is a sign of creativity. So we should all harness that power and get creative. Let's do it. We can do this. All righty. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate every one of you. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, giving me a thumbs up, ringing the little bell on YouTube, or you can pop over to Color Me Crazy Cards in Facebook, and you can follow the page there. It actually streams to both. So have a great weekend, everyone. You could do with some power, Tanya. Yeah. I mean, thankfully this morning I didn't lose my cool. It's not the people in the bank's fault, and and they were very, very good. So yeah, it's all good. All righty. Thank you so much, everyone. And I will see you all again